It was definitely not an easy decision. A verse that stuck out to me prior to leaving was Matthew 6:33. Seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. My name's John Yarsinski. This is my wife Hillary, and we went to see Chris and Mary Spitzer in Sutton, Alaska. I knew Chris when he was part of our congregation here. When he comes back to town, we usually grab coffee and get caught up.
I enjoyed getting to know Mary a lot better. Got to know Chris and the kids as well, but really spent some time upstairs in the kitchen or just doing whatever, helping Mary.
I enjoy taking the hands-on mission trips. I'm not so much a public speaker, teacher, anything along those lines, but I enjoy working with my hands. And so when opportunities like this come up, I really enjoy taking advantage of those.
I knew we were going to serve into labor, if you will, by doing some construction on their basement, but we did have the mentality going into it that this is about serving the Spitzers and being a ministry to them and an encouragement, I would say, is the main word that we kept using.
I had some personal challenges just before the trip came up that caused me to start reconsidering and almost backed out last minute, but decided that it was going to be best and really felt like what God wanted us to do was to go on this trip. It was definitely a leap of faith and putting our trust in God.
I think my perspective of missions work and what, quote, a missionary is kind of changed. I went, like John said, somewhat knowing the Spitzers, probably not even as well as he did, but really understanding that it's doing whatever God calls you to do at that time.
The reason we went is not just for the walls that were built, not for the electrical that was put in, not for the things that we actually did with our hands, but it was to come alongside of the Spitzers and encourage them. One of our team members made the comment during the week, if all we did was hang one sheet of drywall, yet we encouraged the Spitzers, we've accomplished our goal. I'm convinced that the Spitzers benefited from the team being up there, more so than a contractor coming in and doing the work.
I could even sense an excitement in the church that there were other believers surrounding them, so I know that it's not always like that, especially in the wintertime. So I think that can be an encouragement, but again, that's not the only place where that's needed. I know there are places near to us that could be like that.
When it comes to where you're going, I don't think it really matters. I am convinced there's people here in town, probably even in our own church, who could benefit from a group of people helping them out in some form or fashion. I think there's ministry leaders here within our church who would be encouraged by people stepping in and helping fulfill a responsibility, even here in our church. So you don't have to go overseas. You don't have to go to Alaska. You don't have to go to another state or another country to be able to be a benefit and to be a part of kingdom work.